Do. Play some music. Do. Do. We've got music happening. Music's happening. We've got music. Really, really cool music. I guess we can go live now. What do you think?
Sure.
Let's do it. Boom, faces. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's episode 51 of Next to the Floor. Can you believe? Can you believe? Episode 51. 3 years. I just got a notification on my Facebook that 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago today, was that ever so important Black Ballroom Professionals roundtable that we did. That started this whole shenanigans. 3 whole years, and here we are, still talking about stuff.
Still talking about stuff and things.
And things. You've created your own, music sounds company. Sounds by Gary. Check him out.
Have we, though?
I mean, I feel like we haven't.
In spirit, I guess.
We haven't not.
I mean, if you wish it, so it shall be.
Yeah, I'm all about manifesting what you want for your life, and here you are. But anywho, all of that nonsense aside, hello everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Next to the Floor. My name is Harrison. I'm your host. I'm joined by the ever incomparable. Let's see if I can point in the right direction. It's this way. You're right up here. Gary Knox Dairy. Nope, just Gary Knox. My apologies. He's here. He means business. What is the good word, my main man?
I said, bird, a bird's the bird. I said, a bird. The bird's the word, and my favorite bird happens to be the peregrine falcon. So if that's what you were looking for, there you go.
Actually, were we driving down the street the other day and you got mad hyped up about it? About seeing one?
I don't think that was a peregrine falcon. I think that was a red-tailed hawk. Maybe it was a peregrine. It was something. I don't remember.
Oh, that was the day we saw that double rainbow.
Yeah, a lot of magical things happened that day. Yeah, we had some rehearsals. Was that the rehearsal day too? And he's gone. Okay. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the Gary Show.
It's the Gary Show, and I'm so glad. I bet you were wondering why I gathered you here today.
Yeah, we actually all were. Well, sorry I abandoned you on the double rainbow. I realized that my microphone is picking up your audio, so I have to put headphones in. Ugh.
Yes.
But you can
Oh,
talk about peregrine falcons and stuff.
they're a federally protected bird. They can fly like what 40 miles an hour. I don't know, like way faster than that, like 140. Let me see. Hold on. Let me Google it. Pretty sure it's like the first thing that pops up when you Google peregrine falcon is like how fast they can fly. Pretty sure.
Okay. I can hear you now. Let me just adjust it so that. Oh, oh wait, hold on. Let me see if this is going to work now. Hold on, Gary. Really quickly, say something into the microphone.
Something into the microphone.
Perfect. Okay, it's working. Great. Sorry about that. I had to adjust some settings and stuff. Someone's been reading Animorphs, says Jim in the chat. Did you ever read Animorphs growing up?
Um, no, not really. It just didn't look that interesting to me.
Oh my god, well,
Like,
you are dead wrong.
well, I mean, like I looked at the the cover of the book, and I would literally look at it and it'd be like, oh, that's the plot. Some humans turn into animals,
Oh,
and it's about great,
it was
cool.
so good. K.A. Applegate, she created quite possibly what was one of the best series of young adult literature ever in the history of the world. If you have an opportunity to go back and read like the entire series, um I highly highly recommend. It's that series has everything. It's got, eco-terrorism. It's got war crimes. It's got teenagers turning into animals. It's got aliens. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but with animals, and it is so good. Kids getting like losing limbs and stuff, being stuck as animals forever. Tobias being stuck as a peregrine falcon. Parasitic
Really?
brain
Okay.
snails. I mean, it had everything. J.K.
I mean,
Rowling
I would.
wishes.
I mean, I wouldn't mind being stuck as a peregrine falcon. So I mean, like, I guess that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean the I don't actually remember all I remember is the one kid. The rule was that um like these kids got this gift from this alien. I forget the full context of it, but they could only transform into an animal like for an hour. Elfangor, that's what his name was. Could only transform for like an hour, and then after that hour they had to transform back into their human form, or else they would be stuck in their shape-shifty thing for the rest of forever. And so they do that, but then one of the kids, Tobias, who, not gonna lie, had a miniature crush on growing up. I think it's because, they turned it into like a little mini TV series. And the kid who played Tobias, I had a little mini crush on. Anywho, he forgets, I forget what the circumstances was, but isn't able to shift out of his like peregrine falcon form in time, and ends
Okay,
up being stuck as a peregrine falcon for like ever.
that's kind of cool and sucks at the same time
Yeah.
because then you can do human things.
But how they would they
It,
would
it,
they
um,
they would like touch
on the plus side,
animals.
on the plus side, I mean, like on the plus side, you're a peregrine falcon for the rest of your life. I don't think there's like a downside to that. You're at the top of the food chain. Nothing can get you. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd rather be a peregrine falcon my whole life. Yeah, like
Careful what you wish for.
what? That's not, I can't even find any. I can't even find any downsides. I just fly off. I'd be like, bye.
It was just so good. There were 54 main
You know
book
what?
series and 10 companion books. Good golly.
54 books.
There were a total of 64. So there were 54 books, 54 like main series, and then 10 companion books. Yeah, man, what a time to be alive. J.K. Rowling couldn't even like she wishes she could write something this prolific. It was so good. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Oh.
10 out of 10. Really recommend. What's been going on? What's been going on with you?
Oh man, it has just
What's
been
been up with you lately?
the most chaotic, busy month since last we met. We've been going balls to the wall, nonstop, event after event. I don't know whose idea it was to plan Newsome Twosome for immediately following a Dancerama. It was my idea. But whoever that person was, it was me, should reconsider that as an option because it was a lot.
I don't know. I think it like I don't know. Just put all the events together, get them all done, real quick, and then we get a little nice break during the summer, kind of.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, like, we have 4 weeks until we have to fly out to Rome, which, oh, God. Oh, I've got to fly to Rome in 4 weeks. Oh, life is hard. And then, on top of that, well, once we fly out to Rome, the next 4 weeks or 3 weeks are just as chaotic. Life is so hard being
Yeah.
busy and having to
Yeah.
jet set and travel places all the time. I mean, who's going to water my
Oh,
plants? Very clearly not my husband.
oh, oh! I honestly, I just got I actually just got Marcy this like little like watering thing. It's like a mushroom, glass blown mushroom that you stick into the plants, and you're supposed to put the water in and like the fertilizer, and then you just like stick it in the plant, and then over time, like it waters it and fertilizes it. Because we're never in the house, we're never in the apartment, so maybe you should invest in something like that. That would like
Water the plants. Well, I'll
feed
just
your plants
I'll just
when you
give
go out for dinner.
my husband the task of deleafing my plant. I'll just give him a task list and just tell him that, he's got to water the plants 2 times while I'm gone. Or rather, I'll water them on Monday before we leave, and then he just has to water them one more time so that they don't die. Oh,
Looking
God.
like connection.
I mean, it's not a hard thing to
Might be
do.
mine.
It's not a hard thing to do. Just like fill up a thing of water and just pour it into the
But
plants.
like you're running slow motion.
Is it me or is it you? I don't think it's me, y'all. Gary, come back.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
Now. So, be yours.
Up, I think you're back to normal. What did you say? Nope. I think we lost you forever. Uh-oh. We lost our special guest. So I need lighting. I know. Well, in the meantime, until we figure this out. Um, yeah, so animorphs and plants. So I've got to have my husband water all of these plants. At this stage, I've got 12 plants floating around behind me, plus my spider plants, plant morphs, next $1 billion idea. I know this is really awkward, Brielle. Can you imagine being able to like have a live stream where somebody doesn't disappear during the middle of it and we just get a picture of Gary with his eyes half closed? At least, he doesn't look like a full mess. It's not a terribly bad pick. It could be worse. How awkward and uncomfortable. How old are the plants? Well, they vary by age. I believe these, I forget what the hell these are called. Something like, uh, 10 points if you can name this plant. Something, it's like, it sounds very ominous, the name of this plant. I can't remember what it's called, though. It doesn't matter. These guys I got, kind of back during the pandemic. We had gone to IKEA to get some furniture and got the Vine Murder. Yes. Oh, that's a good one. So those are probably 5-ish years old. No, 3 or 4 years old. How long ago was the pandemic? I don't remember. Bad memes. What style of dance would each of your plants specialize in? Oh, golly. This one would certainly specialize in probably the waltz because despite despite people trying to make it go, not necessarily make it go away, but it keeps growing just keeps growing. I've trimmed it multiple times, as you can see, and it has continued to grow. Same thing with this guy over here. I've trimmed it multiple times and it's still growing strong. The one that's over there in my bookshelf, I've trimmed multiple times and it's still growing strong. These spider plants, I don't know when I got these spider plants. I think they were from the studio. Um, and since getting them, they have I propagated them a couple of times. And so now the 2 plants that I had are now 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bunch of babies. I know. I always get so nervous. I feel bad. Um, and I've got to actually clip those ones off. There's a bunch of babies on that spider plant, and I've got to bring them down to the Wayne studio and plant them down there because we have that. I've got some purple shamrocks, which are pretty cool looking. They taste kind of like sour plum if you eat one of the flowers. And then I've got a jade plant up there. You can kind of see it. I moved this guy out of the way right next to that picture of E Honda. He's going to be hanging out by the window. My jade plant. And then I have a thing of, I think, oregano right there in that mason jar. And then a little mini Spider plant over there. And then over there, I've got some parsley and some cilantro growing. And then I have no idea what the hell that plant is. It's kind of crazy looking, but he's pretty cool. So, whenever Gary gets back, we'll talk about uh, the plan for tonight was to talk about, current events and the fact that it is shame flower. Well, shame is definitely a word that we could use to describe that. But then I feel bad. Like, yeah, plant tour. I really don't remember what the name of this plant is. Marcy, maybe you know. 10 points if you can name the plants in chat. I really can't remember what it's called. Um, Pothos. That's what it is. It's not philodendron. It is pothos. There we are. We've got it. By George. But yeah, so those are the plants. And outside of those plants, here's something crazy. There were 5 people who had a whole bunch of money and decided, oh, Gary's internet went out. That's why. It wasn't me, it was him the whole time. There were about 5 people. I know you've all read the news as of late. But can you imagine? Can you imagine thinking it would be a good idea? Oh, there's a plant app that can identify it. In a carbon fiber tube, thinking, like, hey, you know what would be a fun idea? Let's go down to the bottom of the ocean to see the Titanic. Deeper than most submarines even go. And you know what would be a great idea? Let's control this entire thing with a PlayStation 4 controller. That's a good idea. Can you imagine? A wireless controller. Like, and the best part about this whole entire thing is people knew it probably wouldn't be a good idea and yet decided to go on about it anyway. It's just wild to me. The flippant or the flippant nature with which people live their lives, I say boldly, screaming into the void. They put screws directly into the carbon fiber hull bearing, which, you know, somebody looked at that and said, this would be a good idea. The baseline pictures of it are an OSHA violation at best. They're a physics violation for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get the idea of like the desire to wants to go see like the deepest, darkest places of the earth and the ocean and stuff like that. And that's totally cool. But, and I apologize if this comes off as like, some sort of way, but that's in truth some like white people shit. like you will never catch, and you know, you know, you nine. I'm willing to stake my entire life savings on this, which jokes on the person who takes this bet because I have none. But you know, I don't think you will ever, in the history of the world for the rest of time, ever find a singular black person who would partake in this activity. Ever. Like, I don't think you will catch one. One, because I don't think there are that many, if any, like black billionaires. I don't know who all the billionaires. Oh, excuse me, who all the billionaires in the world are, but I don't think there are that many, and I don't think that they would partake or entertain the notion of going to the bottom of the ocean in a fiberglass submersible. Oprah ain't gonna do it. That's for damn sure. Oprah's got like better things to do. She's got books to read. She has a movie that she's making. She's redoing The Color Purple. And by redoing it, they're not doing like they're taking the stage show, the musical, and bringing it to film, which is slightly different than the original film, which is also slightly different than the original book. And I'm very excited. She raised the Titanic before going down in that dinghy. I mean, I'm saying I would sooner pay money to bring the Titanic up to the top of the ocean and destroy it on the way than have to get into this tiny ass boat and make my way down to the bottom of the ocean. You must have got me twisted. 100%. You won't catch me dead. And that's on period. You won't catch me dead. Like, I don't like anything that much. I don't like anything that much at all. At all. It's like it just boggles the mind that people I do. Yeah. I mean, like, I say all of this stuff knowing that five lives were lost in this entire thing, four of whom were lost out of kind of like just kind of like flippancy and just, being able to showcase one's wealth. I do feel bad for the kid because he was just trying to like have some dad time. Can't relate. But, you know, man, what a concept. They won't pay a dime for the rescue attempt. Dead ass. It's kind of like, how weren't they planning on sending a bunch of like rich people to space too on like SpaceX? And then like before they decided to go up, like they did a test launch and the ship exploded. Oh, it's in a few days. It hasn't happened yet. Virgin Galactic. Gary, are you back? Oh, almost send him. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but all I'm saying is that the world would be better if we didn't have billionaires. Because in order, and here I go, being nerdy, playing Dungeons and Dragons. Um, Let me copy that. Open this link. Um, one of the key Virgin Galactic plans to conduct its first fully commercial flight of its spaceship 2 suborbital space plane, carrying 3 Italians who will conduct more than a dozen experiments. from Spaceport America, New Mexico. Oh, man. Send a country to Italian Air Force. Where is it going to land? And I highly doubt it's going to end up becoming a commercial thing. Like, I'm just thinking of like the amount of resources that are required to make this thing happen. But yeah, so these people, like being a billionaire means that you have literally hoarded so much money that, you know, like you can, in a lifetime, like if you were to start counting from 0 to 1 billion, this is the craziest thing. If you were to start counting from 0 to 1 billion, you would have had to start like multiple lifetimes ago in order to count from 0 to 1 billion on your own, like one number every second. We need the Firefest for space and ocean expeditions. Oh my god. Remember Firefest and the disaster that was? But anywho, like I don't think there is such thing as a benevolent or a good billionaire. I know like Bill Gates and all these people, they have their charities and they do all of these, like they donate and do all of those things, but they're obviously not donating enough where they can still amass and have this much money. Like we have billionaires approaching like $1 trillion sums of money, and like what do you need with all of that? Right? Like if they were good, they wouldn't exist. Exactly. Like that's why, like you have the likes of Dolly Parton, who is a self-made millionaire, right? If they had a 50% tax rate, maybe. Um, like the likes of Dolly Parton, self-made millionaire, has had the opportunity and potential of being a billionaire, one of the first billionaire musicians ever, but can't and or won't ever become one strictly because she donates the majority of her money to every which possible cause. Every which cause. And honestly, Dolly for sainthood is the correct thing. Oh, we've got action. Oh, nope, it's just me. Hello again. Oh, we've got more action. He's back.
I'm back.
And the internet is
Oh my
back.
gosh.
What a journey that was.
That was such a journey. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We okay, so here's the topic of inquiry, and I'm going to ask your opinion on this. Billionaires in space.
For like a movie idea?
No, just the concept of billionaires in space.
Well, I mean, like we already saw billionaires, um, 10 leagues under the sea.
Yikes.
Is it 10 leagues? 70? Oh, what's the movie? 40 leagues? I don't know.
Some untold number of leagues under the sea.
What's the it's
Isn't
under
it
the sea?
20,000 leagues under the sea?
20,000 leagues. I said 10. I don't know. I picked a number and went with it.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm fairly certain it
Bill,
was 20,000 leagues under the sea.
10, 20,000. Same thing. Same thing.
Wasn't that
Um,
who was that? Jules Verne?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Um, Billionaires in space. I mean, they can go first. Sure.
They can test run it.
Yeah,
Honestly, go ahead, go off. Like if you've got the
go
money,
ahead.
go for it. Your thoughts
I'm
on
not even mad.
I'm not I'm saying your thoughts on the
Like,
what was it, the interstellar, the sub, I forget what the name of the company was, but the submersible that went down to the Titanic and then catastrophically imploded. Those were the words that they used. Catastrophically imploded.
in any time where there's loss of human life, I would, I'll be respectful for the loss of life, and like, thoughts and prayers to the family. Um, but like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't do that. Um, Even if I could afford to do that, I wouldn't do it. Um, Good on them for having the money to do it. It kind of sucks that they, died, but like, was the movie not good enough for you?
Oh. Oh.
Um, but like I said, thoughts and prayers to the family.
Oh, no. Oh, that's horrible, but that's
And
that.
honestly, like, no, I'm not even like for real. Like, I'm just gonna be serious because like I would never do that because that's the burial place for so many people. So many. That's the burial place of so many people. You know how many lives have perished in that ship, trapped in that ship? You wouldn't catch me going anywhere near it. You know, because they probably gotten too close to it, and the spirits were like,
Nope.
we're resting. Pop.
Well, at that point, there it was about 1,503 estimated. Rather, 1,517 people were killed in the sinking of the Titanic. 68% of the people on board.
68% of the people on board.
Yep. Two-thirds.
Now, is that I want to know how many people died within the ship as opposed to jumping
Like
out,
out.
drowning, and freezing, and like dying because somebody couldn't make space on a certain flotation device. Like, I want to know how many people died in the water because the person on top of the flotation device was too, selfish to pull them on top of the flotation device, even though that there's so much more room. It's not going to float.
Do
And it's not going to
you
sink.
do you have feelings about the ending of the movie?
Yeah, man. Like, you have plenty of space on that door. That floating piece of wood. You have plenty of space. There's so much space. You could have. Yeah, I know it would have been a little bit more heavier, but like, you know what? Like, come on.
Yeah, I think it was kind of shifty, but that's the wealthy for you. There's this Onion article that uh who was it? Jim posted in the chat from the Onion. It says critics say submersible should have been tested with poorer passengers first. Washington, analyzing the mistakes OceanGate made that led to the vessel's disappearance, critics told reporters Thursday that the submersible should have been tested with poorer passengers first. The company skipped the very crucial step of sending 5 lower class people to the bottom of the ocean to make sure it was safe enough for the wealthy, said Otto Schofield, a member of the Marine Technology Society, adding that no one with a net worth above $50,000 should have been in the submersible. OceanGate made the mistake of not using minimum wage workers and unemployed people on government welfare programs to test the seaworthiness of the craft, which was not billionaire ready. Running more trials with some homeless people would have made all the difference, and the deaths of several wealthy people could have been prevented. Schofield continued that using children.
What
This is the best part. This is why I love the.
what? That's the Onion, though. Like,
Yeah,
you can't trust what they say, though.
this is why I
But
love the
it's funny.
Onion.
I see it's satire. I see.
This is why I love the Onion though, because they put on paper a lot of the words and thoughts that I'm sure people actually have. So here's the last line.
Probably.
Yeah, 100%. Schofield continued that using children of color from impoverished families would have been ideal, as more would have been able to fit inside the submersible. Gagged.
Jeez.
Oh man.
I thought I was like. I thought I was bad.
Well,
I was bad. I was like, it's too soon to make. It's too soon.
Too
But
soon.
it's like billionaires, bro. I'm like, if you're a billionaire, give me a little bit, and I won't be sad. How about that?
I'm saying, like,
write me in the will. Write me in the will.
write me in the will, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm upset about it. But this is what we were just like, what we were talking about before. It's like it's hard to feel bad, right? Because I think the phrase "money can't buy happiness," right? And like that has scientifically been proven to be not a true statement. That like once you're above a certain threshold for um like annual take home, then money can't buy happiness, but the actual like there is an actual like minimum amount of money that one must have in order for that statement of money can't or money doesn't buy happiness to be true. Anywho, that's beside the point. um I feel
You
like
know what?
yeah, no, I
What
don't.
do you feel like? What do you feel like?
Well, I just feel like beyond a certain point, like a certain cash, like a certain amount of money that one has in the bank, like
Mm-hmm.
people just start playing God, right? And
Yeah.
just grow ever more like, as I used the word before, flippant with just like their time and money and lives.
Yeah.
And just do
I mean, why wouldn't you?
well, yeah, because
Like,
like you can just do shit and not really have to suffer or feel like you're not going to suffer the consequences because
tell
obviously
me,
obviously 4 or 5 of these people thought that going 2.5 miles under the ocean in a fiberglass submersible
you're
piloted
telling me you,
by a PS4 controller was a
telling
good
me
idea.
you telling me you wouldn't live out your wildest dreams if you had $1 billion, if you had billions of dollars.
Listen,
Listen,
I'm
listen.
telling you, when they
Okay,
say when, and I'm saying
listen.
when they say money can't buy you happiness, I know for a fact that's a bold ass lie because I know there's
Listen.
many things that I would be doing with that money. One of them would not be going to the bottom of the ocean.
So listen. I don't. If I was a billionaire, I wouldn't give two peanuts about anybody what anybody thought about me. Anyways, right? So I wouldn't care. Like I'm rich, I wouldn't care. Two, I would do whatever I would want to do. Like genetic manipulation, I would try to clone myself.
Yeah,
I would try to clone myself and make a tiny army of myself just because I could. And then try to make superhumans from my DNA.
but I feel like
Yeah. So what?
I feel like that's a slightly different like circumstance than
No, it's not.
literally putting
No,
your
it's
life at risk because
No, I mean that's putting my life at risk. Haven't you seen Harry Potter? Man, like splitting your soul 7 different times, man, that kind of fucks you up. Whoops. That messes you up. We're about to get demonetized. Listen, listen. I'll tell you this. I would do it if I was a billionaire. I'd do whatever I want. I would be the next Marvel villain. I would be the next Marvel villain because I would be so bad. Now I wouldn't be bad. I would just like you said, rich people they try to play God. You got Elon Musk over here trying to rocket off to Mars and Jupiter beyond. You got Jeff Bezos here, like firing rich people up. You know, you got people trying to go deepest parts of the sea. You got people trying to go like in space. You know, ignoring the problems down here. Man, I
And
would. You know what I would do? I would clone myself to try to fight the freaking the fires that are happening in Canada and on the West Coast. That's what I would do, man. And I would still get arrested for genetic manipulation because I'm black.
that's it. That's the issue. That nailed it. You got it, Gary. And that's why you're poor. Because they know because they know as soon as this kid gets money,
Yeah, it's over
it's
for
over.
you. It's over
As
for
soon
you.
as I hit that was $1 billion, it's over for all y'all. I feel
Oh,
so.
I'm gonna hop on the first plane to China.
Can
That's where they're doing all that. Yeah, go ahead.
can I
Sorry.
ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
On well, I don't want to say on that same line of thinking because debatable, but on that line of thinking, if you were to, how fast does it take to clone yourself? Like, how long does it take?
Well, I mean, it depends on if you're like starting from scratch like an embryo, you know, or if you are like I don't know, like growing all of your organs like 3D printing. Say if you like 3D printed everything,
Uh-huh.
right? I don't know. I don't think science has gotten that far yet.
Yeah, I think it
I
might
don't
just be
know.
faster to buy water to put out the fires. Just a thought for the billionaires out there.
I mean, I couldn't do it. They could do it. I can't buy all the water from the billionaires. They already got it.
Right. Right. Well, now we know. But
In their pools.
I'm sure if you start now, by the time you get your $1 billion, you'll have enough clones to be able to put out all of the wildfires.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how AI goes.
You know what I was reading is one of the issues with circling back to artificial intelligence from our episode the other day.
Hmm.
One of the issues that a lot of artificial intelligence programs are running into currently is
Hmm.
the amount of artificial intelligence that exists right now that are all separate, like, I'm going to say separate organisms, um,
Entities.
separate entities. They're all starting
Entities.
to like feed off of each other. And so they're ending up like third or fourth generation AI is now just like a giant, it's basically like this giant inbred like mess. Think like the royal family, but technology.
Yeah. What's your source for that?
Hold on, let me pull it up. Um, well, here's an article from crowdsec.net. Um, here's another one from what is it? What is this? Artnet. News.artnet AI experts dismiss fears that technology will destroy humanity, but it can make culture really boring. This is a post from Reddit that AI art is encountering a problem. There's so much AI art out there that the programs are now starting to pull from it, and AI art created through referencing AI art is yielding worse and worse results, etc., etc. So there you go.
Yeah, so you're only talking about one field. Give me another example of like
Well, I
that
don't
happening,
know,
just not in like
Gary.
AI art.
I'm just saying things
I'm
that I
like,
read.
so with AI, I feel you. So where I'm like, I'm on board with AI art with like what a lot of with what NVIDIA is doing and like what Adobe is doing is created separate entities, would you say, that does not reference any online thing or anything that like draws from anything online. It has their own separate like database, their own pretty much supercomputer, their own like GPUs and CPUs that like process these images from the content that they already have, right? And the data that they already have to produce like AI tools that can help you like render faster, create stuff faster within Adobe or within like NVIDIA's platforms. Like there's like 3D rendering AI tools, stuff like that. Like you're talking about like, oh, I'm gonna go onto the internet and then like or download like an app that connects to Chat GPU and like uses the same engine, like that that everything is connected to. No, I'm talking about specific companies that develop their own AI using their own data and their own sorry, there's gnats in here. And their own like data pool, to create stuff, not any of this online stuff. Like not any of the stuff that you go online and be like, oh, create this for me, and you enter a prompt on and on an online gateway, and then it makes something for you. Yeah, that's gonna be all muddied. Yeah, exact. But like stuff that's incorporated into software.
But then once that stuff has the ability to incorporate outside materials, don't you think the same issues are going to happen?
No, because then they're going to teach the AI to recognize what's mud and what's not mud, you know? Like, and then you can, you know what I'm talking about?
But what if the entire internet is already mud? Fact. I don't need to source
Well,
anything for that statement because you just look at the
so
internet.
each, well, I mean, like, no, because no, it's not all mud because you're going to have certain photos and certain media that's going to be AI signature that has going to have a signature that it's been touched by an AI or created by an AI, you know? So, like, as long as you can create, like, like you can teach an AI to pull something that hasn't been touched by an AI, which is easy, you know.
But isn't the internet just a giant cesspool of crap?
Yeah. So the thing is, like, when you like, I don't know, write the code for an AI. When you design an AI, you have to train it with certain things, right? You have to
Right.
train it with certain photos and stuff like that. So you could just not train it from stuff from the internet, and that's what like the independent servers are doing, like the NVIDIA is doing and Adobe and all the like actual like, and that's what like Tesla, they're going out and getting their data themselves. They're not getting it from Google that's already been like on the internet. They're actually going out and getting the data that they're using and feeding their AI, their supercomputers.
Hold on, I'm going to
You
ask you a
know?
very important question.
What?
So what if ChatGPT was trained on Black Twitter than an encyclopedia?
What?
What if
I
ChatGPT
mean,
was trained on Black Twitter rather than encyclopedias?
I think it would be able to recognize like certain dialects and slang, and I think it's smart enough to pick up on the s- the subtle yet massive subtleties like of the human language and dialects and stuff like that, and slang. It's a pretty intelligent piece of this
What if
algorithm.
we then if we took the AI outside to touch grass?
I feel like we're just saying things now because we really don't understand how AI works.
No, I'm just reading the chat. I'm
Here's
literally just reading chat.
Oh my god, who's writing that?
Oh, folks in the chat. Just people.
Who are the folks?
Don't worry
Who are the
about it.
folks listening?
Yeah, top comment. Take the AI outside to touch grass. I feel like that would solve a lot of the issues. If if more
Okay.
people just went outside and touched grass, I really don't think we'd have as many issues as we did or as we do.
Yeah, probably.
But there you go. So, um, do you think? And here's the last question: if there, I say if, knowing there are, but if there were a group of black billionaires who wanted to take on some sort of activity together, do you think going to the bottom of the ocean would be the one thing they would do?
Probably not.
I didn't think so either.
What would they probably do? I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
Because being a billionaire and going down to the bottom of the ocean is what? I'm saying it's a dumb way to die. I said it earlier while you were figuring out your internet. I said it's just generally just some white people shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It really is. Mm.
God bless
Mhm.
them. God bless them. Well, Gary, I know you were only here for a short bit of time, but we're at that time where we're out of time.
We're out of time.
We're out of time.
We're not going to talk about the whistleblower, know, the alien whistleblower, you know.
I think your internet just went south again.
No. You even hear about
Nope. Didn't hear a single
Probably.
didn't hear a single word you just said.
That's okay. It's about that time.
Wait, but we're not going to talk about the who?
It's
Oh,
okay. It's
oh, there it
about
is.
that time.
We're gonna sample that audio and turn it into a some sort of remix. It was pretty legit. All right. Well, so I guess that's gonna be the episode, the stream, whatever. Um, the mo you know. Um, as we head out, a huge thanks to our Patreons. You can check us out on patreon.com/next to the floor. You can check me out, twitch.tv/xxhjxx. You're already there. Facebook.com/next to the floor. That's our Facebook page. YouTube, same thing. Gary, you can be found at this Instagram handle right there. Good guy Gary. Some underscores there before each of those words. Remember, there's no such thing. The whistleblowers, the people know. What whistleblowers?
Huh?
What
What?
whistleblowers?
Never mind.
Oh God! All right, we'll have to talk about it next time. Well, so they didn't want Gary to talk about something. They really didn't. Gary started talking about whistleblowers, and then suddenly, miraculously, his internet started cutting out. That's weird. That's suspicious. So
Is
yeah.
it still cutting out now?
No, it's back. You're good. It goes all the way to the top. Mad sus. Mad sus. So yeah, check us out on our Patreon, support the stream, help us do this thing that we're doing. It's been 3 years and running. Having a good time. Then we'll be back a couple of times in July. August is going to be a little touch and go because we're traveling, and then I've got a wedding that I've got to go to for my stepsister, and then competition, and then more competitions and stuff like that. So there's just a lot going on in the month of August. I know July's next. My birthday is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Cancer season.
It's cancer season. That means it's time to get in touch with your inner emotions, let people know how you're feeling. Gary, you're a pretty cool guy. And I have to remember that I've got to continue being nice to you, because when you become a millionaire or a billionaire, either, I need you to remember who I am.
I might even invite you on a submarine
I
trip.
can't wait to say no to that invitation. But at least I will have.
Did you know Mr. Beast apparently?
I saw that.
Mr. Beast apparently got like a little bit person. Yeah.
I saw that. That would have been quite
Crazy, right?
yeah, wild times.
We would have really been hurting. We would have been like, no, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, no. But but he's actually kind of a good billionaire, because he does donate a crap ton of his money.
He does. He really does.
I think one of the hard things, though, like, for there may have been consequences, yeah, if it was not to sidetrack and go back into the conversation, or actually before I do that, hey everyone, remember, it costs you $0 to be a good person, and love each other, etc., etc. Happy Pride Month. Juneteenth was the other day. There was a lot that's happened in the last couple of weeks, and it's all starting to fly together. But thank you guys so much for watching Next to the Floor. I'm probably going to come back in about 10 minutes streaming some video games or something, so feel free to stick around and click back onto this link. But this has been so much fun. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you next time we're on. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye, kind of bye. So, Mr. Beast, or really, just like somebody of his ilk with that much money, right? It's gotta be hard to, and this is like definitely a first world problem, but with that much money, like watching a lot of his TikToks and YouTube videos, he's just giving away money. Like at this stage, he has that much money, he's just giving it away. Do you think there comes a point in time where it becomes difficult or challenging to like give away money? Not difficult in the sense that like like it feels bad to give away money, but like you just have a hard, like it's difficult finding places to put money towards or put money to. I can't relate to this issue at all.
No. I don't know. Like, I think that like
Really not too difficult to give money away.
Because how do you, I guess my concern would be if I were in his position, right? As they say, money's the root of all evil, right? And I want to I would want to make sure that if I'm donating an absurd amount of money to anything, any sort of organization, that money that I'm donating is going to not the benefactor, or not the benefactors, but not like the president of the charity, that it's actually going to the causes that the charity is supposed to be like providing for or representing. So how do you I mean, maybe it's a conversation for a different day, right? But I don't know. I think it would just like what was that one? There was this one movie where it must have been like Queen Latifah or Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy or somebody finds out that they like have like $10 million that they have to spend by the end of the day because they're gonna die or something. And by the end of the day, they still have like a couple $100,000 still left to spend, and they're like really struggling to figure out what to do with it.
yeah.
Maybe it's like the root cause is like not spending